So far in working with the table view, we've been able to create our rows in our sections. We've done section headers and section footers, and we've seen a user action for when the user taps on a row. Now we'd like to take a look at another optional behavior called accessories. I still have exactly the same storyboard, just has a table view on it and a referencing outlet for the table view. In the code, I've added one more thing to inherit from for our view controller called UI Action Sheet Delegate. I still have my outlet for the table view and my cell ID string. And of course, I still am setting my data source and my delegate for the table view. We have our number of sections and our number of rows, and we're still building cells the same way, except we have one more call. When we create that cell, we're going to set its accessory type. And we're going to create its accessory type and set it to Uitableview cell accessory type detailed disclosure button. This will show a little informational icon. As you can see, when I click on these things, the quick help follows me, and it gives a little description of the info button. The rest of the cell for row at index path is all the same. The only thing we're calling out is that we do have an accessory type. We still have our title for header and title for footer and section, and we still have they did select row at index path, and you'll see that that works in conjunction with the accessory button. So now we have a row that we can tap, and we have an accessory button that the user can tap. And we have this function that is called when the user taps the accessory button. It's called, cleverly, accessory button tapped for a row with index path. And that, of course, will give us the index path of the row that was tapped. So that will give us our section and row number. And we're going to log that. Then we're going to work with an alert controller. We haven't seen this before, so I thought we'd add it. It's basically the rough equivalent of a message box. So we have a UI alert controller. It has a title property, and we're going to set that to be accessory selected, and then a message. And we're just going to tell the user that they selected row number whatever and section number. And we'll style that as an alert. And then we have to add buttons. And I'm going to add an OK button. We can also add a cancel button. We can add other buttons as well. And the buttons are actually UI alert actions. And in this block, called a closure, I can actually add code that would be run when that button is tapped. In this case, there's nothing that I really want to do on this alert, so I don't have any code. But if you were doing some sort of delete confirmation dialog on OK, you would want to do the delete action here. So I've got a UI alert action, and I'm just going to have the title OK, and that's the text that gets shown on the button. And then I take my alert controller and I add this action called OK action. When I've added all the actions to the controller, then I call on myself, present view controller, alert controller, and I'm just setting the animation to true. It'll give a little kind of zoom animation to it. And that'll all happen when the user taps the accessory button. So let's see what the accessory buttons look like and what those alert messages look like. So here's what my rows are like now. And I can still tap on that row, and get the usual log that row 3 was selected in section 1. So nothing was changed in terms of tapping on the row. But if I tap on the accessory, I do get the message. I got the log as well down here. The accessory button was tapped. But I also get the message as well and the OK button. So you can see there are a couple of things going on that the user can tap on within these cells. So you could use this perhaps for an informational button that allows the user to see information before they actually tap on a row to get an idea of what might happen. So it could be a little bit of a user help. Or there are probably a number of other uses that you can use as well that allow the table to act in a multifunction way. So we're moving along in the functionality of this table. One other thing we want to do, and it's often used in perhaps a contact list, is create an index. And we'll see that one in the next lesson as well.